So Hartley, I want to talk about orphan drugs and AFT orphan. What are orphan drugs and why do we need them?
Yeah, look, orphan drugs is a term that was coined, I guess, for rare diseases. So those people that had rare diseases effectively were therapeutic orphans. They didn't have treatments at all, and therefore drug companies have basically started to do research in that area. They've been helped by regulators to make it more easy, because often the challenge is there aren't many patients, so it's actually quite hard to study and quite hard to actually bring products on for those sort of rare diseases.
Yeah, so for the pharmaceutical companies, it's almost like a numbers game. I mean, R&D development is hugely expensive, but if the pool of patients is limited, then you run into some problems.
Yeah, so look, certainly the trials you do are generally smaller. Say for a hypertensive study, you might do a study with 1,000 patients, but obviously if it's a rare orphan disease, you could only be having 50, 60, 70 patients.
How does AFT orphan operate?
Yeah, look, we've got a couple of areas. I mean, one is we in-license products, and especially we've seen in Asia, there's a lot of orphan drugs that exist in Western markets that just don't exist in Asia. So there's a good opportunity there to make these products more readily available. The other angle too is that often in Asia the drugs are too expensive, so where possible we've tried to make them more cost effective, and that's been a pretty important angle as well.
And you are not just licensing, but developing your own R&D products for orphan drugs as well?
Yeah, look, it's the same sort of thing. I guess we started to work in the area and we found some orphan diseases that there aren't treatments for, and we've been able to start work on that. We've got some negotiations underway with academic groups and things like that to develop some new orphan drugs.
But that is classic AFT though, isn't it? You see a problem, you think, right, we're just going to do something about it.
Yeah,
and you
sure.
try and create a solution.
Yeah, no, that's certainly what we are doing, and we think, in the next sort of year or next year and a half, we'll be launching our first orphan drug, that we've actually done from scratch. Yeah,
Great. Where's your AFT orphan based?
Based out of our New Zealand office, but our sales and our network is essentially Australia, New Zealand and Southeast Asia.
Yeah, and you've got an office in Kuala Lumpur?
Yeah, I've got an office in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur, and also a small office in Singapore as well.
Yeah, so you're right there in the heart of the action.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, the idea is that these orphan drugs are more affordable for people, because that's the point, they can't get them in the first place. Is it sustainable? Is it profitable? What is the point of this? Is it all about people? Is it about profit? What's the motivation?
Yeah, look, it's actually both, which is really nice. The problem is that it's mainly a private market, so it means people have to buy these drugs themselves, where most Western markets, they're bought for essentially by the government or by health insurers. So if the product's too expensive, you literally sell none. If the product's more reasonably priced, then there is a definite market for it, whereas otherwise there wouldn't be any market at all. So yeah, look, it definitely makes sense. The patients can actually afford to use the drug and they do get the benefits of it, and the company like ours does make sales, so it's basically a win-win.
Yeah, that's right, because the opposite is a lose-lose if you're not there, isn't it? For patients and companies.
Very much what we have at the moment, or had before we started to work in this area. Yeah.
Any success stories come to mind in terms of particular products that you've got to people with rare conditions?
Yeah, look, we got our first drug that we've licensed off a Japanese company, and it was specifically developed for Asian patients, where there's some slight differences in the Asian population from the European population. So yeah, look, that's a product that we've been selling. We're registering it at the moment, and we will launch it right around the whole of Asia. But even before it's registered, we're still selling it on a named patient basis, which people are getting benefit of it right now.
What AFT Orphan does is pretty good work, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I mean, we're really pleased, and it's pretty important. Like, we only sell products we believe in. Like, if we don't believe in a product, we don't sell it. So in terms of ethics, I mean, we basically do things that we firmly believe in. It's very important for us.